Well, welcome back to the Cottage Farmstead. My name is Nathan Vanette, and today I am burning wood. You may be asking, why am I burning wood? Well, it's not a campfire, it's not a wood stove fire, but it's a form of wood preservation called shushugiban. The Japanese developed this particular method where they burn wood, which hardens the outer surface by burning a lot of the creatine that is in the wood fibers. In doing so, it helps to almost create a natural preserver for that wood and prevents carpenter bees, which are very prevalent in our area, from wanting to eat it. So today I'll be laying out the wood. It's a little windy, which makes it a little bit more challenging, but hopefully things are nice and dry for the burning process. Now it's time for some fun. Well, now everything is nicely burned. We were able to get it pretty charred on most sides, so we were ready to start assembling this. Well, things are starting to progress very nicely. I have the majority of the bottom frame already built. I just need to put in 2 central braces in between where you see the long empty slot right there. But this is essentially going to be the footprint of our Chickshaw that we're going to be building here. It's roughly 4 foot by 5.5 feet, and hopefully it'll be large enough for our birds and expanding flock as we start to progress with our breeding flock for our meat birds. One of the reasons we went with shushugiban is we are using all lumber that we have milled from the sawmill that we have on site here, so none of that wood is treated. And we also wanted to take a more natural approach. You can certainly use cedar wood, which is quite expensive, and if you are able to, is a great option just for its longevity for a structure like this that is outside. We made some awesome progress. Got the skeleton of the frame, definitely a lot of bracing and upright supports for this here, but hopefully just another night or two and we'll have our chickshaw ready for our chickens. Well, after a couple of busy days working on the farm, I am very excited to get back working on our chickshaw here. So I ended up finding some 1" by 1" hardware cloth. This is very important for the bottom screen if you want the poop to pass through. That is one thing we love about this system, is you don't have to clean it as long as you get the right size material. We've seen it tried with 1/2" by 1/2", by 1", but that's just not large enough. So today I'm going to hopefully get this installed with some staples on the bottom, and then we'll be able to put the uprights up shortly thereafter. Well, I completed the hardware cloth and got all the seams overlapped. We were only able to find it in 2-foot strips, and our tractor is a bit over 4 feet. So I was able to just overlap it 1 square, which meant I had a little bit of a gap that was needed on the other side. I simply made sure that we had plenty of coverage, bent over the tabs underneath to provide some more structural integrity. I'll double check to make sure there's nothing pokey up, pointing upwards for the chickens. Now I'm getting ready to fasten the upright post here, just leveling them off. I do have angle brackets top and bottom just to provide additional structural rigidity, but hoping that in all will provide a good strong side just to attach our siding that we have left over from the house. And then I'll have 2 purlins that go up top to support the roof panels as well. Well, we're going to get back at it with the chickshaw. Tonight I'll be putting up additional bracing, in particular for the corners. So I really like the prospect of using lightweight metal braces. It reduces the amount of wood that you need to use while increasing the structural integrity. So we're going to be using those L brackets just for the top corners, so then wind stress hopefully will be a bit less. We also will have different types of brackets as well for all the upright. For we want those brackets to prolong the life of this. There's going to be different torques, especially out in the field, going up and over different berms that we have. And we want this to last us as long as possible. So hopefully this little bit of extra bracing will provide longevity. I'm also needing to cut some more 45 bracing for the 2x2 top part. So we'll have the L brackets on the very corners, but then that will also provide additional structural rigidity and support for the top roof panels. So one of the challenging things, I do not have a miter saw, so this is all done with a circular saw, which can be done if you have a square, as this is a 45-degree angle here. As long as you take your time and are careful to keep your fingers where they need to be in relation to the blade, it should be fairly safe. So the reason 45s are important, it creates a right triangle. So it's half of a square, and it is a very strong bracing system when you're dealing with a rectangle or a square object. Basically any place where you want to keep that corner as square as possible. So this will help prevent racking, hopefully increase longevity, especially as we pull it around the field, hit a bump or something. When lining these up, it's nice. Sometimes you have to flip them around, especially when you're dealing with lumber that is not necessarily square and true, just to make sure you get the seam as tight as possible on both sides. Well, we made some awesome progress. I ended up getting all of the upright posts installed all the way around. This here will be the door, so that will go this way and open towards us with the slats for the ramp for the animals to get in. It is 16 inches wide and 2 feet tall, so plenty of space to accommodate, especially chickens, but also the goose.
He needs my opinion.